I'm Sean Myers here on the Westmoreland Sports Network, now joined by Tim Buzzard, the head coach of the Hempfield area Spartans baseball team as they embark on the Class 6A postseason. First off, Tim, congrats on getting to the postseason. It was a really good regular season for your squad, a long winning streak as part of that. What stood out about your team's performance?
Yeah, we got off to a hot start at the beginning for sure, and had a couple bumps in the road. Played some really good teams. Came up short, but stayed in it, and never really quit battling, practicing hard every day, all that kind of stuff. Our kids this year have been great, super focused throughout. What stood out is just how well our kids play together. We have a lot of guys that have played together a long time. We have some guys returning and have done a nice job. Not just our starters, but we've had other guys too off the bench, different contributors that have made it easy to coach this team for sure.
Now, you mentioned the winning streak to start the season. You did come up short against a really good Mount Lebanon team, but I thought it was really important that you're able to battle back against Norwin and win those last two games of that series. What did that mean from an emotional standpoint, winning those ones against your rivals to kind of wrap up the section?
Yeah, we had a very similar situation last year. Actually, we lost 3 in a row to Mount Lebanon, and we came into the Norwin series, and I felt like we didn't play very well off that series. I thought this year we had a couple unfortunate starts to those games, but we still were able to hang in there and fight back and claw and get 2 out of 3 against a good Norwin team. So, yeah, Norwin's always been our rival for the last number of years, and we've had a lot of good battles with them, and really a lot of respect for what they do over the years also. And it was good for our kids to stay in it and take 2 out of 3 and get onto a positive note heading into the playoffs.
You have a couple of guys that are very well known in WPIAL baseball circles. Carson Shugley, of course, your senior, and then Dylan Firmstone headed to Penn State. Who are some of the guys that maybe don't get the headlines but have been instrumental in your team's success here in 2024?
Yeah, we've had a lot of different contributors and guys that have helped us. Ethan Minerva stands out. Our center fielder is a senior that's just really worked to get better each year. He's gotten to the point now where he's been a very, very consistent leadoff guy for us and has played a good center field. Adam Hess has been a 3-year starter for us too, and he's moved from first base to left field and has done a nice job there. You mentioned Dylan and Carson. Caden Biondi has been a 2-year all-section catcher for us as a senior as well. And we've had some guys step up too. Chase Sikorsky is a sophomore pitcher, has done a very nice job for us. We've had Parker Donson is a pitcher outfielder for us, the senior, has had a nice 2-year run. Jack Kurtzel, another pitcher that's contributed. Max Short at third base, another senior. A bunch of guys, really. That's what's been great. Colin Palechko has played everywhere. Gage Beeman off the bench and now is a DH for us, has had some really good at-bats. And it's really been a team effort for sure from top to bottom. We have a lot of guys that are that not only, again, are starting 9 or 10, we've had 11, 12. We've had some big pinch hits. Anthony DeMarco stands out, won us a game. Different guys have really stepped into whatever their role is on that day, and again, it made my life really difficult because it's hard to, who's going to start, who's going to go here, who's going to go there, but has made it great for competition, the team, and given us, a lot of depth, and a lot of options.
So the 6A playoff bracket, not as complicated and convoluted as the other classifications. A little bit more straightforward because there's just the 2 sections. So you get the 4 seed, you go against number 5 Seneca Valley. What did you expect going in before the brackets were released as far as the seeding?
It was. I think most people probably, if you would have asked them what the 6A bracket was, it was pretty easy to kind of figure it out. I mean, we weren't sure if they'd have Mount Lebanon or Pine Richland 1, just because both were super deserving, winning difficult sections like they did. But if you kind of match opposite sections, which they've always traditionally done, the second place team, which we were, is going to play the third place team, which they were of their section. So we didn't really, we kind of had that in our mind that was what it would end up being, but no real surprises there for sure.
I would imagine it's not ideal to have 18 days from your final section game to your playoff opener, but that's the reality of 6A. So how do you handle that? What have you done in between, in addition to obviously playing a game against Plum that counted?
Yeah, you really wish. I mean, it's just a shame because we have 3-game series now, which is awesome. It makes it so much more competitive and truly, is a great addition for high school baseball, in my opinion. And we just really, really wish there was a way for playoff time to make it something, where it wasn't just single limb, or it wasn't you wait a couple weeks and take your time. Like, it would be awesome to carry this over to series in the playoffs as well, or a double elimination bracket, something where we're getting more baseball games. That's for sure. I would love to see that for the future, and hopefully that'll be something that we can take a look at as we're moving forward. But as far as what we've been doing since then, we had our senior day, so we did have a non-section game against Plum the following week, and then we had scrimmages and practices pretty much every day. So we've been able to scrimmage 3 teams, which was good, keep us sharp, keep our pitchers throwing, and we've been able to, of course, have our daily practices and kind of fine tune everything that I feel like we need to work on. I feel like we're prepared as far as that goes. But yeah, it always gets to the point after day 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 12, whatever, you're kind of itching to get out there, and I know our kids are ready to go. I'm sure Seneca Valley feels the same way.
What do the Raiders do well? What's key to have success against them?
It's just a great program, and they've been successful for years now. As long as we've been in, we played them twice in the playoffs. They've eliminated us both times, once in 2014 and once in 2 years ago. And very good pitching. That's been a tradition there. They've always had good arms. It seems like that holds true again this year. A number of different options, guys that can really pitch. Overall, again, just they're going to be strong defensively. They're going to limit their mistakes. They're going to swing the bats well. We know we have anyone we were going to draw in this game, whether it be Seneca Valley, Pine Richland, Butler, North Allegheny, was going to be, you have to play your absolute best on that day to win. And we know that going into the season even. So that's no surprises there. They'll be ready. They'll be well prepared. I'm sure they'll be ready to play a great game as well.
Lastly, I often talk about, and we often focus on the fact that these players have these nerve-wracking scenarios in the playoffs, and a lot of them playing postseason for the first time. For coaches, this is certainly not the first time for you, but what is it like when you head into a playoff game and you're coaching? Do you get the nerves much more than the regular season? Do you have the excitement? What's that sort of like?
Yeah, excitement. I feel like you just kind of get locked in and have, your best focus you can possibly have. I mean, I personally love the playoffs and the atmosphere that it is. There's definitely an edge there. You're playing, you're coaching, not playing. So you don't have maybe the butterflies of facing a pitcher or, the things the kids are feeling, but it's definitely a different feeling. You definitely have to be super on every little detail going on around you at all times and have everything planned in your head, what you're going to go do before it happens. And then a lot of times, with all that said, something completely different happens that you didn't see coming. And then you're resetting again, and you have to think quick on the spot a lot. And you have to make really difficult decisions. And again, that's what most coaches, I'm sure, would say they love that part of it. I mean, for me, I really, really enjoy it. I feel like it gets me at my best as far as mentally being in it and trying to, stay on top of things. But you can make easy mistakes, that's for sure. And you can definitely, things happen that you don't plan on. And it's not easy. Plus you're playing with the mentality of, the next day is not there if you don't make some good decisions. And again, it always comes down to the players. I mean, when you play or whatever, I mean, the players are going to decide the game. That they're the ones that are the stars, or unfortunately sometimes don't come through in games or whatever else. But as a coach, you're just doing your best in that game to give them the best opportunity to win and hope that you don't, do something that would cost your team. So it's a lot. You got to be sharp. You got to be on top of it, but it definitely makes for a different energy. Super excited. It's a lot of fun.
Well, hopefully it's a lot of fun for you in this round and beyond. We always appreciate it, Tim. Thanks for taking the time.
Thanks a lot, Sean. I appreciate it.